Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. We begin with one of the most electrifying players in Port Charles, and that is Carly Spencer. Her wheels are turning, her strategies unfolding. Over the week of November 3rd, she is about to see her manipulation pay off in ways she's been quietly orchestrating. Carly's been watching, waiting, and nudging events just so. The target, Valentine Cassadine. The pawn, Jack Brennan. The goal, move Valentine into a closer WSB prison facility. That move may seem small, but it is pivotal. Once Valentine is within easier reach, Carly gains access to what he knows, and he knows a lot. He's been entangled in Cassadine's secrets, in covert operations, in under-the-radar schemes. Carly's plan is to encourage Jack to approve the transfer, planting the seed so it looks like Jack's idea. When Jack carries it out, the subtle power shift happens. Carly wins without appearing to reach. She positions herself on the inside. She gains Valentine's gratitude. And she gains the leverage she needs for what comes next. Once that transfer happens, expect Carly to approach Valentine under the guise of a friendly visit, perhaps thanking him for seeing things her way. But make no mistake, her thanks will come with strings attached. Valentine may offer her guidance on a next step in her Brennan revenge plot. This isn't just payback anymore. Carly is laying the groundwork for something bigger. Meanwhile, the focus shifts to Emma Scorpio Drake. Emma has been hunting evidence that Professor Henry Hank Dalton is conducting illicit animal testing. She has stakes, she has drive. But here's the twist. Someone else is running the research show. When Jen Sidwell slides Britt Westbourne into Dalton's post, the landscape changes. Emma thought she had the target. But now the target has changed. Britt replaces Dalton, and that creates a sharp turn in Emma's trajectory. Emma has always been purposeful and determined. But now she must pivot. Instead of Dalton, the threat is Britt. The enemy switch has occurred. Imagine scenario. Emma storms into the Research Integrity Office, expecting to haul Dalton, only to find Britt in place. She realizes she's been chasing the wrong leader all along. That gives us tension, that gives us confrontation, and it gives us the kind of dramatic realignment Port Charles thrives on. And when Emma realizes that Britt, not Dalton, is the one in charge, you can bet the old feud between Emma and Britt will reignite. Bigger, bolder, more combustible. We're talking standoff scenes, accusations, evidence flap-ups, and perhaps Emma's ace plan falling apart when she sees how entrenched Britt is. Let's turn to Willow Tate. Willow's in a mess. Make no mistake. She's facing the consequences of her own choices, and the web is tightening. With the trial looming and Alexis Davis and Drew Kane working behind the scenes to pull strings, Willow's options are narrowing. Consider Nina Reeves' attempts to bribe Jacinda Bracken. That means the external pressure on Willow intensifies. Meanwhile, Willow's own legal team is working aggressively, but the opposition has momentum. Drew will step in, Alexis will maneuver. The situation escalates. Willow may feel backed into a corner, and any misstep may cost her badly. Now let's weave these three arcs together because that's where the magic lies. Carly's maneuvering with Valentine is moving her piece into position. Emma's enemy switch is shifting the battlefield. Willow's mess is threatening to unravel multiple relationships. These storylines are all different, but they share the same raw energy. Power, secrets, manipulation, and survival. Let's paint a detailed picture of Carly's campaign. She's not just casually manipulating. She's operating like a chess master. She moves Jack. She leverages Valentine, and she positions herself as a confidant. All of this occurs while she may still appear to be the concerned mother, the friendly face, the voice of reason. That duality is her strength. And when her foe doesn't see the trap until it's sprung, well, that's when Carly's manipulation truly pays off. In one scenario we might see, Carly visits Valentine at his facility, tossing him an offhand remark about Jack's loyalty, about being reassigned, about how strategy changes when you're closer to the action. She suggests Jack expedite the transfer. Jack, concerned about Valentine's potential moves, goes along. Valentine moves. Carly then uses that move to gather intel quietly, on the Cassadine operations that may tie into her overarching plot. Meanwhile, those around her, Jack, Jocelyn, others, may assume she's just handling a favor, but the favor is a conduit. As for Emma, the switch from Dalton to Britt introduces layers of conflict. Emma's been digging, gathering proof, ready to blow open Dalton's animal testing, but Britt stepping in throws her off balance. Emma will have to adjust. Who has the real dirt? Who is really conducting or overseeing the unethical research? Britt's presence raises suspicion. Was she always part of the scheme? Did she always intend to lead? Emma will probe. She'll question, she'll confront. And if Britt fights back, we're in for a showdown. Picture Emma confronting Britt in a sterile lab corridor, file folders in hand. Emma, you're in charge now. Does that mean you approved the testing protocols I collected under Dalton's name? Britt, a cool look, a slight smirk. Maybe. Or maybe the paperwork just changed names. That moment will signal to Emma that she's underestimated her foe. And from there, the audience watches how Emma adapts. Meanwhile, Willow's mess could be the domino that triggers a cascade across Port Charles. Her legal peril, the network of secrets around her, the emotional stakes with her kids and partner. It's messy. She may be working with Alexis and Drew, but she isn't in control. The pressure is coming from outside. Bribery, witness strategy, hidden agendas. She may begin to panic. She may make a move that she regrets. Willow may meet with Alexis in the visiting room of the prison, discussing trial prep. Alexis warns, "You're relying on them too much. You must remember, you're the client." Willow nods, but we sense fear. Then Nina shows up with new intel about Jacinda's cooperation. Willow realizes she's one misstep away from an exposed gamble, and that adrenaline begins to show. As all this unfolds, the cross-connections will be subtle but meaningful. Carly's manipulation may indirectly affect Willow. The network of power that Carly taps into may send ripples across to Alexis and Drew. Emma's enemy switch means someone has a bigger stake than she realized, and that could feed into Willow's circle of enemies. The writers are threading these arcs so that even though each character has their own story, they are part of a larger ecosystem. Gratification begins. Her transfer plan will land. She'll get a result, and that result will unlock the next chapter of her revenge plot. For Emma, the realization moment. She'll discover that Britt is now the target. That will send her into action, likely initiating a confrontation that demands everything she's got. For Willow, the pressure cooker stage. She's on the verge of a breakdown, not necessarily a physical one, but emotionally, mentally, strategically. And because others are working behind the scenes, she may feel isolated. What are some moments to watch for? For Carly, watch the meeting at the touristy visitor room at the penitentiary. Watch the subtle communication between Carly and Valentine, the shift in power dynamic. For Emma, watch her face when she enters the research facility and sees Britt at the helm. That moment is a pivot point. For Willow, watch the time when Alexis hands her a new bit of evidence or witness statement, and Willow pauses, her eyes widen, and you know the jig is up. Let's dig deeper into Carly's mindset. She has been motivated for years by desire to protect her children, to exact revenge, to make amends. But she also thrives on influence. For her, this Valentine move isn't just tactical, it's symbolic. It says, I can reach you. I can partner with you. I can change your circumstance. And when I do, you owe me. Whatever comes next in the Brennan revenge arc, Carly will be in the driver's seat. Her manipulation pays off not just because the transfer happens, but because she triggers a reaction, she creates leverage, she positions her next move. For Emma, her arc is all about justice, truth, integrity. She is the activist in a lab coat. But she underestimates how deeply entrenched the system is and how quickly the name on the office door can change. That office door change, from Dalton to Britt, is more than cosmetic. It signals control, direction, risk. Emma's realization that the game changed without her knowing is a gut punch, and that means she'll have to regroup. She'll have to decide, do I escalate? Do I retreat? Do I recalibrate? And that decision point is what will carry us through this week. Willow's story, emotional and legal stakes. The heart of her story lies in family, and yet her position is crumbling. A trial, custody issues, witness statements, bribes, manipulation. She is caught between being a victim, being a partner, being a mother, being accused. The mess she's in is not just procedural, it's personal. And the tension arises because she may start acting out of fear, desperation, self-defense. That is when we get the drama that the audience remembers. Let's piece together how these arcs may converge. Suppose Carly's next move requires information that sits in a file cabinet at the lab where Britt now oversees. Suppose Emma uncovers that file and the name on it is Carly. Suppose Willow's trial brings in someone who knows something about that file. Suddenly, the roles overlap. What started as separate arcs clasp hands. That's the layered writing that keeps viewers engaged. What seems separate becomes entwined. What seems safe becomes perilous. Now let's talk about surprise and payoff. With Carly, the payoff is going to be the moment when she sees Valentine's gratitude, and she uses it. With Emma, the surprise is going to be the moment she realizes she's been chasing the wrong person, but maybe it's intentional. Maybe she was set up. With Willow, the surprise is going to be the moment she realizes her mess is bigger than she thought, and maybe someone she trusted is working against her. That's the dramatic fuel for the week. One final thought. These arcs highlight classic soap opera themes: revenge, power, betrayal, identity, justice. Carly leverages revenge. Emma fights for justice. Willow faces identity and crisis. And all of them wrestle with betrayal. Whether it's betrayal of trust, betrayal of expectation, betrayal of self. That puts the emotional stakes at the center. When characters act not simply because they have to, but because they want to, because they hurt, because they hope, that is when viewers lean in. And if you're one of those viewers who loves to dissect every episode, you'll want to rewind, rewatch, listen for the hints. There will be subtle clues, a relocation request, a file moved, a bribe offered, a handshake exchanged in the hallway. Those are the breadcrumbs that lead to Carly's victory, to Emma's shift, to Willow's fallout. So for now, sit back and reflect on this. Carly's manipulation pays off because she made someone else act. Emma's enemy switch forces her to reevaluate her mission. Willow's mess threatens to envelop her, and perhaps many others. And the machine of Port Charles keeps running. Faster, more dangerous, more unpredictable than ever. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.